So I've had a bit of fun taking sort of an old, tired Singer 15 clone case and making it fit my Davis vertical feed. So one of the reasons I did this was because I only have one treadle cabinet, and I drop lots of machines in and out, but occasionally I want a zigzag machine as well as a really great straight stitcher. So what it meant is I wasn't using my Davis as much as I would like to. But with this I can still easily drop it in and out of the case, but also it means I can use this as a standalone machine. So I've done a few extra things that I didn't need to necessarily, but I think it gives a great result. So I've just took the motor there, just screwed it into the case. I'm not a woodworker, so people who have great talents in that could do far better. And I had an extra reducing gear that I thought I would put in place, and this is the part which you don't necessarily need, but I found it can be quite handy just to slow down the motor a bit and make it run better. And then what I've done is I've just put the motor on my magic dimmer switch so I can control it very well. And then I've just moved, so the thing about a Davis is that the hinges are wider than the Singer. So I just did a little bit of improvising with my drill. I don't have a router, it'd be better if I did. But just did it with a drill bit and it worked fine. And then I've hooked it up. So let's see what this sounds like. The other thing that I've done is I've been working with, sorry for all the movement folks, I've been working with the shuttle holding mechanism in here because I've never had the best quality stitches out of this machine. I did eventually find a replacement bobbin case or bobbin shuttle here, and bobbins which run smoothly with inside it, because with the brass and stuff sometimes they weren't smooth and I'd have to sand the bobbins in the inside of the case to get them to run smooth. But what I found is the way this is designed, let me take this out. Hard to do this with one hand. Okay. So there's this little sort of metal spring thing here, and this needs to be quite low so it doesn't, as it moves back and forth, it doesn't hit the top of that, and that tends to cause a lot of noise. As well as this bobbin shuttle needs to be loose within here so that the thread can hook over the end and pass smoothly. If it's tight, you'll get uneven stitches, and I really had to wrestle with that spring mechanism to get it to allow the thread to pass smoothly. So what I'm going to do now is just put this machine to go, and you can see it work. And I just thought for a bit of fun here I'd show you some of the stitches. You know, they're very, very good quality, and I even managed to get this to work with a bobbin weight thread in the bobbin, and I still managed to get even stitches, which was impossible before. And even nicer, the bobbin is spinning freely, so I'm not getting uneven stitches where some bits are pulling up. And what you can see is it's so precisely adjusted here. I turned it right down to no tension whatsoever, and then I turned it back up to where it was just exactly starting to pull perfectly. So I know that now the machine is perfectly adjusted for stitching. And this is quite dense cotton, and it's not thick and heavy, but the weave is very fine. What you can see is you can't even see the weave. It's very, very fine. So this is one of these fabric which is really a good test for a machine. So I will put the camera on the tripod and we will be off stitching. One moment. So here we are. And I have the dimmer switch adjusted less for the starting but more for the running. So what I mean by that is sometimes it won't start without moving the hand wheel because I have set it really low. What this means is the foot controller never gets hot, even with hours of sewing. The motor gets warmer, but not breathtakingly hot, so it's a perfect balance of sewing at a comfortable speed. I mean, it's slow for a lot of, high-speed machines, and I can sew on those as well. But for this machine, you can hear how smooth and quiet it is now since I've adjusted the bobbin mechanism, so there's no hit. And I can speed up if I want. And it's not dropping any stitches, it's still sewing perfectly smoothly. It's not on the steadiest table on earth. But it's going at quite a reasonable speed for a vibrating shuttle machine. I'm liking this machine a lot more now that I've got perfect stitches on it. It always bugged me before that I didn't have, fed perfectly, but it didn't stitch as well as I would have liked. And now I no longer have that issue. So I can certainly put this machine to a lot of great use. So we'll just do one more run, you can see. So it's much, much quieter than it used to be, which is nice. And it's feeding very well. I'll set this up to the maximum stitch length, which is where it used to give not so great results. And then I can reduce it down a bit to a very fine stitch. Speed it up. I like it. Very nice. It's the standard machine I would expect to have, since I'm a fusspot for beautiful machines. Considering it's, I'm guessing late 1800s. The last patent on this here says 1885, so it's sometime after 1885. And I know the next version of these was produced 1920-ish, so it's somewhere between 1885 and 1920. My guess, given the decals and stuff, it's probably 1890 something. I think I found one time the number. But, really, I'm pleased with that. Really nice results. So it's good to have my Davis working up to its full potential.